Hello, beautiful people. I'm calling Sonera. I want to take you through some new elements in the periodic table. Let's start with the first element, which is new to the periodic table. Element 1, which is woman. It's simple. The symbol of that element is capital W and small o. Its atomic mass or number is 120 more or less that. Their physical properties are easier to master, easy to not forget. The first their first physical chemical property their first property is they are generally round, and their second physical property is they boil at they boil their boils at nothing, just nothing, and may freeze at any time. Their third property is they get very bitter whenever they are not taken care of well. Let's go to their chemical properties. They are very active. That is their first chemical property. Their second property is they possess a strong affinity bond. They possess a strong affinity, such as that of gold, silver, platinum, or any other precious gold. Their third chemical property is they are able to absorb toxic food. That is their third chemical property. Let's go to their fourth chemical property. They turn slightly green whenever they are taken care of well. And their last but not least chemical property is they age rapidly or faster. Let's go to their usage. Their usage is not very funny or amazing, but they have a unique use. Their use is and their usage is they're extremely good catalyst for disintegration of wealth, probably the single most powerful means of reducing urgent, probably the most single powerful means reducing urgent. That's for the new chemical properties. The new chemical properties for element 1, which is woman. The symbol is capital W and small o. Don't forget that. Let's go to the rather second chemical properties. The second element or chemical property, whatever. The second element is amak. The symbol is xy. XY and the symbol I don't know how the research put it. The symbol varies from John to Alex to any word it can be. It's simple, and I know you can't fail for getting that simple, because any word you can be ticked for it as long as you are doing a chemistry paper. Their atomic number or mass is 180. That to the maximum, to the minimum of negative 100. Let's go to their physical properties. Their physical properties are not funnier, but they're easier to understand. One cannot forget them entirely. Their first physical property is solid. They are solid at room temperature, and they get bent out of shape. yani ziko solid in a room temperature, and they may get bent out of shape. And you know what that is? Let's go to their second property. Physical property is they're fairly dense and sometimes flasky, yani ziko na faults sana, something like faults. So to their third property, which is interesting, is difficult to find a pure sample. Their samples to get are marathon, in fact. Their chemical, let's go to the chemical properties of that element. The first element accepts to bond with the first element. This element, it accepts to bond with the first element, which is human, WO. And its second chemical property, which is it takes or it may not take it takes or it might not take to then to form go class. Go class. Yes. I'm in their physical chemical properties. I was on the third chemical properties of that element. The element is that it may tend or it might not to form a strong bond with itself and become a strong bond. It may tend or it might not tend to form itself in order to be a strong bond. And in order for it to be a strong bond, there is an element called kid or kids, or rather child or children. That kid has a simple KD, capital K and a small d. To the fourth chemical property of that element is that it neutralizes whenever it gets into contact saturating alcohol. That is when it gets neutralized. Their usage is not whatever. A good sample are able to produce. Let me say a good sample is able to produce qualities of command or demand or whatever. Yeah. And their NP is, all quotient is, through the absence of element 1, that element cannot or will not, and that element can either decompose or disappear. Yeah.